How Marion Works, a podcast series dedicated to informing you of the inner workings in all areas of Marion government and public services. Thank you for listening. Hello and welcome to Season 1, Episode 14 of How Marion Works. I'm your host, Layla Price-Bodkin. Today's episode highlights everything about the Splash House, and our guests today are Splash House Director Andy Davis with two of his seasonal employees, Lifeguard Raven Sollars and Assistant Support Crew Manager Kyliegh Yeakle. Welcome, everyone. You can say thanks.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Now, is this the first time that you've ever been on a podcast, everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because podcasts are kind of like the new craze. So I've been doing this for, 14 episodes now. And it's been a lot of fun. And you'll be surprised at how comfortable it will be. So we're going to start with an icebreaker to kind of help you get used to the microphone and the headset. So we're going to start with Kyliegh. What is your favorite snack?
I like white cheddar popcorn, Smart Food white cheddar popcorn.
Oh, that's healthy.
Yeah,
That's good. So you like salty foods, savory foods?
Yeah, I'm not the biggest snacker, but when I do eat snacks, it's probably the white cheddar popcorn.
Do they have that option at the Splash House in the concession stand?
We do not, but we have lots of other chips that are also very yummy and salty.
Okay, good.
They have tried to get me to offer popcorn, and I've been resistant to that.
Yeah, I think that would be a good addition because
It makes such a mess.
Food. Oh, no. Oh, I'm sure that they all make a mess.
Well, that's true.
That is true. Okay, Raven, what's your favorite snack?
I'd probably say Ritz peanut butter crackers. I'm obsessed with them right now.
Yum. Those little ones?
Yes, they're so good.
Oh, yeah. So do they have those at the Splash House?
No, I wish.
Okay, well, there's a couple of ideas for you there,
I'll
Andy.
keep those in mind.
Yeah, those are good snacks, and they're like savory snacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Okay, Andy.
I would say Reese cups.
Oh, you're a sweet person.
Yeah, definitely sweet and chocolate.
Okay. Well, that's a good answer. I love those, but if I feel like I need a snack, I go for mixed nuts and like a soda pop. But I just discovered that our vending machine downstairs has those Nutter Butter bars. Oh my
those are
goodness. They're like light though. They can't be like high calorie, right?
Oh, sure. I'm sure they're good for you. Yeah. You could always twist it around some way.
It doesn't say anything because it's just like this clear cellophane. I'm like, okay.
Yes, so I'm
it
sure
doesn't
that
say,
means
so
they're
I'm
healthy.
sure it's fine. All right. Well, that was fun. We're going to get started with where everyone was born and raised, just kind of get a brief background on everybody. Actually, Andy, I'm going to start with you.
Well, I was born here in Marion, raised in the Fairmount area. Went to Madison Grant after high school, went away to college to Purdue, and then have lived in various areas of the state and even in Michigan for a little while, and then ended up back here about 10 years ago.
Where in Michigan?
Little town of Shelby. It's north of Muskegon, right along Lake Michigan.
Oh, very nice. So you've kind of lived all at some separate places. So what were you doing in Michigan?
I worked at a camp up there,
Okay.
at Camp Minnewanka. And then I've also worked at a couple of camps in Indiana and Boys and Girls Club up in Portage, Indiana. So
Nice.
I've moved around a little bit, not real long distance, but some.
So did you have any experience working for a water park per se?
Not a water park, but when I worked at camp, I was lifeguard since I was a teenager and waterfront director at the camp. So a lot of
Okay.
aquatic experience, just more with lakes, more so than pools and water parks.
Right. I bet you miss Michigan.
Oh, I do. I
Thinking
loved
about
it up
that.
there. Yeah.
I bet it was beautiful up there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've had Boys and Girls Club experience, and then what year were you hired with the city?
2017. I started in May of 17, right before summer started.
So you were hired as the aquatics director, and you've been in charge ever since. So you've seen quite a lot of changes, haven't you?
Yeah, it's gone by fast, but yeah, this is my 9th summer now.
Gotcha. So you have got a big crew that works with you seasonally. And so how many people would you say that is every season?
This year, I believe it's 85, if I remember right. So it's usually between about 75 to 85 and kind of in that range.
So it's broken down. How many lifeguards? How many support crew members?
We have 43 lifeguards, I believe, and then around 35 support crew. I don't remember exact numbers off the top of my head. And the support crew being the ones who work in the concession stand, the front desk, do a lot of the cleaning. And then we also have 7 managers this year. So, and they help out. There's head lifeguard manager, Audra Behrens, and then the head support crew manager, Patricia Parker. And then we also have assistant managers.
Okay, so that's a good crew, and you've got the experience in heading up, youth, working with the youth, especially with the Boys and Girls Club and all the summer camps. So you're kind of like in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, I do miss the lake atmosphere that the camp brings, but this is pools bring a different challenge. So it's been interesting, especially when I first started off. There was a lot to learn about that. So. It's fun. I enjoy working with the kids. They could drive me crazy sometimes, but they do a great job. So they're a lot of fun to have around.
Okay, well, I see that you've brought a couple of your favorites. I'm just joking.
Yeah. They're all my favorites, of course.
Good. Thanks, Dad. So, Raven, let's get started with you. You're a lifeguard.
Yes, I am.
Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised here in Marion.
Okay, where did you go to school? Name all of your schools, elementary, all the way to where you're going to school now.
So I went to elementary at Allen Elementary, and then I went to Justice for 5th and 6th grade, and then McCullough for 7th and 8th, and then I'm going into my senior year at Marion High School.
Oh, senior year. Okay. Congratulations, senior.
Thank you.
It's exciting.
Yes.
What kind of extracurricular activities are you involved in?
I'm in a lot of clubs, so I'm in like Mu Alpha Theta, Science National Honor Society, Spanish National Honor Society, and then I play soccer and I swim this year.
Wow, that is a lot. And so for the summer, you decided to be a lifeguard for the Splash House.
Yes, I did. Yep.
So this is your first year working for the Splash House, or have you worked for the Splash House before?
I've worked for the Splash House since my freshman summer, so it's my 3rd year.
Oh, great. So were you always a lifeguard, or were you support crew?
I've always been a lifeguard.
Gotcha. So I would love to learn about just your desire to be a lifeguard.
A lot of my friends, like on my freshman summer, my freshman year, were talking about how they were like going to apply to be a lifeguard, and I thought it would be a perfect like first job for me. Mm-hmm. I never had a job before, and I think it's a really good environment, and I'm glad that this was my first job to get me into like the reality of working and for the future.
I think that is a really good thing too. It's kind of like a splash into the workforce. And you have a good crew that you get to work alongside that are your peers that can kind of help you learn and support you as you learn. Have you ever saved a life?
Yes, we save a bunch of lives at Splash House.
My.
Yes.
So far this year?
Yeah, I've had, I think, like 4 saves so far.
Oh my, that's insane. I didn't realize that there were that many occasions, right, Andy?
Yeah, it's the wave pool.
Yes.
The wave pool can be challenging for some swimmers, especially if they don't know what they're getting into.
That's a surprise for me. I had no idea. That's got to be scary, but you just know what to do, and you have other lifeguards that jump right in with you. Mm-hmm. And we'll get into that in a minute because I want to dig into that a little bit later. But I'm going to ask Kylie, your background. Where were you born and raised?
I was also born and raised here in Marion, Indiana.
Okay, where'd you go to school?
I went to school for elementary. I went to Francis Slocum and Allen. And then I went to Justice Intermediate for 5th and 6th grade. And then McCullough for 7th and 8th. And the Marion High School. For high school, and I just graduated this year.
Oh, congratulations. I'm going to applaud.
Thank you.
All right. So, Kylie, You are a support crew manager. Actually, before I get into that, when you were in high school, what were your extracurricular activities?
I did a lot of extracurriculars. I was class president.
Nice.
I did soccer, track. I was in a lot of clubs like Mu Alpha Theta, Science Honor Society, National Honor Society, just like Raven. I was president of Spanish Honor Society.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I was in a few other things, but...
Now, you mentioned you play the bass guitar.
Oh yeah, I'm in jazz band, and I was in marching band previously. I play the bass guitar.
So you still play the bass for a specific group?
I don't, since I graduated, I don't, but I was in jazz band all 4 years, and I did jazz band in middle school as well.
So now that you are graduated, I see you're wearing a Boilermakers t-shirt.
I am, but I'm actually going to IU.
Okay.
She's betrayed me.
I'm a Hoosier, so
Yeah.
way to go.
Thanks.
What are you going to study?
I'm going to study medical imaging technology, and I'm also going to take a guitar class, just not bass guitar, acoustic guitar, so.
Oh, good. I
Yeah.
took one of those. I actually tried to start intermediate guitar, and I had to go back to beginner.
Yeah.
The intermediate class was very, very difficult, and it's better to just kind of, brush up on those basic skills first.
Yeah.
But that's so exciting, and medical imaging sounds like a very promising career ahead of you.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I've always wanted to work in the medical field, so it'll be exciting, and yeah, I'm really excited.
Well, in the meantime, you can make some extra dough to prepare for your college. So you're a support crew member, is that right? Or is it a manager? Or
I'm assistant manager this year.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many summers have you worked at the Splash House?
This is my 4th summer working at Splash House, so I worked there all of high school.
Now, you've got quite some experience, and Raven does as well. For all of your seasons, like how have you made a lot of friends? How has it been?
Yeah, I've made so many friends working at the Splash House. I started working there because of my friends. They convinced me to work there. And just being around so many people that are also your age makes it so much more encouraging to go into work. It's so much more exciting when you have like something to look forward to and you have people your age and it's not just like a bunch of adults.
Right. What are your day-to-day responsibilities?
My day-to-day responsibilities are like managing the register, making sure that everyone is on task, conflict resolution, things like that.
Oh, conflict resolution.
Yeah.
So you have people, is it dealing with the public? Basically, they come to you if they have a problem?
Yeah, sometimes. It just depends, but yeah.
Gotcha. I don't know. I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you think of any stories that you want to share, you are welcome to.
I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I
Okay.
can't think of any on the top of my head.
Yeah, not a problem. And I don't blame you. You probably aren't sure who you can talk about or whatever, but,
We don't want to name names.
hey, but it's actually really good to have that kind of experience because it prepares you not only for the workforce, but in just real life, being an adult and
Yeah.
learning how to work with people and solve problems, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you like working for Andy here?
I love working for Andy. I've known him for, it feels like forever. I've grown up with him. So
You can be honest.
right?
no, Andy's cool. He's nonchalant, but
Yeah, that's
he's
how I
cool.
look at him.
He's a great boss. I've had a few other jobs and I've never really had a boss as like nice as Andy. He's nice and encouraging and super laid back as well. So it's really fun to work
Nice.
for him.
Awesome. What do you think helped you either learn about the Splash House opportunity or help you decide to apply to work for the Splash House?
So I grew up going to the Splash House as a kid. I would go like so many times every summer with my family. And I always wanted to like, make an impact on other kids' lives just like the previous employees did for me. So
Oh, that's really great.
Thanks.
That's cool. Do you remember how you learned about it? The opportunities, was it just while you were at the Splash House?
my best friends at the time, they're still my friends. Their older sister had worked there and they were like, hey, like we should work here.
Oh,
It'll be
okay.
fun. And so I applied with them and we had a great time together. And so, yeah.
Cool. So what about you, Raven? How did you hear about the Splash House opportunity?
The same kind of with me. My friends, they still work there. Cambry and Allison, love them. But they helped. They were talking about it, and my class freshman year, and they were like, I'm going to apply. And I was like, I think I should apply too. I think it was a good job for me to have, like a good first job. So I just kind of applied and went from there.
So it was word of mouth. It was kind of through your peers. And there's already that just nostalgia and love for the Splash House. I can tell with each of you, you just love to go there and have fun. But I know in working with Andy, because we actually work in the office, and I'm always jealous that he gets to be out there every day. But I have learned day to day when he is in that recruitment mode that there are some challenges there, and that he's trying to get people on the workforce for that season. And I've learned that you actually had a good process this past year, but I know you've struggled in the past, right?
Yeah, these last few years it has gotten a lot better. And what these girls said really confirms what I already know, and that the kids are my best recruiters.
It's true.
They're much better at it than what I am, because they're face to face, and they go out and recruit their friends. So that's a few years ago. That was really kind of my focus of emphasizing. You guys need to go recruit your friends to come work here, because at one time I was hiring almost everyone who applied. But these last few years, we've had I get about 200, 250 applications a season. And like I said before, we hire about 80, 85 of those. So fortunately, I have to turn a lot of people away, but it's kind of a good problem to have. And again, I give the credit to the kids of them encouraging their friends to apply.
That's true. Yeah. That probably has helped you this year. Do you feel like that's the driving force, that it's more word of mouth?
I think so, more than anything else, because I use social media, but I don't know how much the kids even follow our social media. I think once they get hired, they'll follow it, but I don't know that they see it when I'm putting announcements out there telling people to apply. I go on the radio to promote it, but really I think the kids are so much better at it than I am.
So if you don't have that challenge this year, do you have any other challenges that you would want to talk about, what you are facing?
The biggest challenge for me is just simply the facility and just the upkeep that is involved with that. It's definitely my biggest stress and the most time-consuming part of my job of just maintaining the pools. We have 2 pool systems, what we call Old Park, which is the lazy river, the kids area, the slides, and then we have the wave pool. So it's just a lot of work maintaining that. I do have a seasonal part-time maintenance man in David Temple who helps out tremendously. So it's not just me doing it by myself, but that's the biggest and most challenging part of the job for me.
You were doing some of that or all of it by yourself, weren't you?
Yeah, for a long time, yes. In the street department, they will help out with some of the bigger projects, with some of the maintenance that we have. So I get help, but yeah, I kind of oversee all of that.
Gotcha. So it's a never-ending thing, because maintenance is maintenance.
Yeah, it's ongoing.
Right. Well, that's understandable, and it sounds like you are you're on a downhill slope, which means it's easier, right? That
Some
you
days.
have David Temple's help.
Yeah.
Even though he's part-time.
Yeah, he's just there in the summertime, but he's very knowledgeable, kind of a jack of all trades kind of guy, so he's been a huge help for me. He started last summer, so it's been a huge relief for me. It's taken some of the stuff off my plate.
Gotcha. Okay, so does anybody want to talk about any challenges in their jobs? I don't want to put you on the spot, but, problem solving, that is a challenge in of itself, I will say, Kylie. But do you guys ever run into, a low staff, or maybe just, I don't know, if there's a fight that breaks out, or maybe you're just shy and you don't want to deal with people? Do you kind of have to overcome that? You don't really have any challenges. Well, that's good.
Come on, I know you do.
I'd say like a challenge is like there are a lot of different types of people that come into Marion Splash House, and it's like you have to learn to be able to talk to all these different types of people, and some of them are always the nicest, but you got to like be able to adjust and still be professional in your work environment. So like talking to elders or kids, as a lifeguard, everyone thinks I just like sit there and save people, but I also have to communicate and talk to people and make sure that they follow like the rules set.
You have to be authoritative and just kind of put people in line if you need to, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, you do have to talk with the public, and you're not just eyes on everything. You kind of have to remind them to do certain things or not do certain things, right? Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Anything else you wanted to add before I move on?
I don't think so. I mean, kind of just going off what she said, if you are like me, you're kind of a shy person, don't really like conflict, it is definitely something that you have to learn to adapt to, and, you know, make sure that you can make everybody as happy as possible and make it a good environment for everybody. But also, you know, make sure that everybody's following the rules and not just doing whatever they want. So
yeah, it's important. You got to follow the rules so that everybody can have fun and be safe, right?
yes, we just want everybody to have fun.
Well, you guys are welcome to take a drink of your Starbucks refreshers. I'm going to take a quick commercial break to let everyone know to connect with us by following the City of Marion IN on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok, as well as our website, cityofmarion.in.gov, and on the new My Marion app, a free download through your Apple Store or your Google Play Store. Are you ready for icebreaker number 2?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to start with Raven. What is your favorite color, and why is that your favorite color?
I think my favorite color is pastel yellow, and I just think it's a summer color, and I just think it's perfect for summer, so it's my favorite.
Awesome. I love that. Okay, Kylie?
My favorite color is I have two, probably pink or sage green. And I love pink because it's pink, and, you know, everything's better when it's pink. And sage green is just such a pretty color, and it also goes with pink. So,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to throw a curveball here because I have a favorite color that probably not many people have, and I'm not stealing Andy's. But my favorite color is brown. I just think it's just a beautiful natural color. You know, I've got brown hair, brown eyes, whatever, but it just reminds me of nature. And I also love fuchsia pink. Like, I do love that. I'm very drawn to that color, but my favorite color is brown. And not a lot of people say that. So
That's unique.
You know, Andy, I heard that you also have a unique favorite color.
I guess. I didn't think it was unique, but my favorite color is gray.
Okay, so why though?
I don't really have a why. It just is.
Yeah.
It looks good.
You're drawn to it.
It's an ongoing debate that some of my staff tell me that it's not really a color. And so
really?
I can see it. If I was wearing a gray shirt and you asked me what color my shirt was, I would say gray. So
I agree with you.
It's a color to me. So.
Now, are you one of the ones, Kylie and Raven, are you one of the ones that make fun of him for that?
I've never heard that before.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I did not know that.
But I think if he liked a brighter color, maybe he'd be a little happier.
Yeah.
Are you saying it reflects my mood?
No.
Well,
That's okay.
I know Counting Crows talks about the favorite color being gray in one of his songs, in Adam's song. Gray is
heard
my
that one.
favorite color. You'll have to look it up.
I will.
Yeah, so that's very unique. You probably decorate with gray, don't you?
I like it.
Oh,
yeah.
you have a gray car.
I do, yes.
I guess, yeah, it's grayish, silver gray. It's gray.
Yeah.
There you go.
My car's green, just like my favorite color.
Oh, nice. Well, it's cool to not only learn about it, but just the reason why, behind it. So, okay, Andy, so this season, we are going to just talk about how the season is going so far in 2025, everything, knock on wood, because I'm superstitious, how everything is functioning, and is everybody able to enjoy 100% of all the amenities at the Splash House this year?
I wish I could say yes, but first of all, the weather has not been cooperative with us at all.
Speaking of gray.
Yeah. So our first week was delayed. Opening day was delayed by 5 days because of the weather being so cold, and we've had some rainy days. So we've only had maybe 3 or 4 really well-attended days at this point, and we're 3 weeks into the summer. So the weather has not been good for us at all, because we live and die by the weather, and this summer we've been dying by it. So, but forecast is looking up, so I know it'll get better. It's early in the summer, so it's kind of hit or miss this time of year. So that aspect of it has not been good for us. And then our bowl slide has had some difficulties. We have a crack in the fiberglass at the bottom of it that occurred at the very end of last summer, and we're still working on trying to get that fixed. So the bowl slide is closed at this time, and unfortunately probably will be for the whole summer. Still have a little bit of hope that might change, but it's probably going to be closed all summer. But other than that, everything else has been running really well, and haven't had any issues with anything else.
So since this is called How Marion Works, as far as the weather situation, how does one know the way that you make decisions regarding the weather? I know that there are gray areas, right?
Yeah,
so
some days it's easy. If it's pouring down rain and it's going to be raining all day, those are days that are easy to call, to just say that we're not going to be open. And then, but the tough ones are the days where it's a little chilly, it's a little gray out, it might rain, and those are the days where I'm like, do we open? Do we not open? It's like where it's not really bad enough to close, but it's not good enough to open. And so those days typically we'll go ahead and open, but then attendance is low, so we just kind of have to go with that. But we don't make the decision until the morning of. I usually try to make it at least an hour before we open, which we open at 11 a.m., except on Sundays we open at noon. So we post on Facebook if we're going to be closed or if it's going to be a delayed open.
So your Facebook page is
Marion Splash House.
How Marion Works is sponsored by the City of Marion. This podcast covers the inner workings of city government to better serve you.
Okay, so that's where you would post it.
Yeah.
And then as far as decision making regarding the equipment, if something is down, how do you make the decision? Like if it ends up being a couple features that end up being down, do you make a decision to close or do you go ahead and just open?
Well, fortunately, we don't really we haven't had to worry about that much. The biggest one, there have been days in the past where we have issues with the wave pool where it can't be open. It's not common, but there have been, in my 9 summers, there have been a couple of times where there's been issues with it, where we've had to close it down for a day or even up to a week. And with that, if we have to have the wave pool closed, I usually do half price admission just because the wave pool is a big part of our park. It's what many people come there for. And if it's not operating, then there's not a lot else for people to do. So we'll do half price admission. But otherwise, the only other thing that we've ever had to close has been the bull slide. So everything else is always operational.
And there are still those racer slides.
Yeah, we still have those slides.
A couple of those, right?
Yeah.
So all of the features, I want to make sure that I get everything laid out for everyone that is offered at the Splash House. So you already mentioned the bowl slide. Mm-hmm. We mentioned the racer slides. There's 2 of those. And then what else is there besides the wave pool?
We have the wave pool, and then there's the lazy river, and then a kids area.
Okay. And what is involved with the kids area?
It's just kind of a play structure for them to play on, and it's for kids that are under 48 inches tall, because you have to be over 48 inches to go on the big slides. So the kids structure is just for kids under 48 inches, and that's the area that has the big bucket. So
of course, if they are if you're a parent or guardian, you could probably be.
Yeah, you could be in the area, in the water in that area. It's just you can't be up on the play structure if you're adult or big kid. Now, we do allow them, like if you've got a really young kid and they need help, like getting up on there to go down the slides, we'll allow parents to assist them with that, but the parents just can't be up there playing around and doing their own thing up there.
And you did mention the lazy river, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Raven, what is your favorite feature of all of them?
I think my favorite feature is probably the wave pool. I love going on my breaks with my friends and jumping in and swimming. So yeah, it's really nice, especially on hot days.
Yeah. And Kylie, what's your favorite feature?
Mine is probably also the wave pool. When
Really?
we have staff swims and things like that, it's always super fun to play in the wave pool.
It is pretty exciting. It's and it gets so busy.
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys have a capacity on that?
On just the wave pool?
Yeah.
About 300, but it's really hard to count people going in and out. So I know there's times where we'll get up where 200 or more in there, but it's difficult to do an exact head count on that.
Right. It's hard. Yeah. So that's why we have lifeguards, right? Mm-hmm. Just making sure people are safe. Raven, do you have to go around station to station? How does your shift work as a lifeguard?
So there's 2 stations. There's Old Park and then there's Wave. So for Wave, you go to bag check and wristbands. the managers like write down where we're supposed to be. So let's say I start at bag check and wristbands. I would help people, or I would check their bags, and I would give the younger kids wristbands and for about 30 minutes. And then I would switch to, there's 3 people on each side of the wave pool. So I'd do each rotation 30 minutes, deep, middle, and shallow.
So that makes it exciting and interesting and not just monotonous where you're at the same one every time. Mm-hmm. Good deal. And Kylie, where are you stationed at every day when you go to work?
It honestly depends on the day. I can be at the front desk helping up there, answering phone calls, helping people out, or I can go up to the concessions or bottom concession, make sure that they have everything they need, or if we're in a rush, help them out, make sure they can get that line going through. So really it just depends on the day.
Okay, very good. Okay, guys. So Andy, is there anything that you want to tout about the Splash House, what you're able to achieve this year? Is there anything going on that you would like for people to know about that's new this year, or maybe is just a great feature that you wish people knew about?
Well, as far as features, unfortunately, there hasn't been much change. It's kind of the same thing each year, but we do throw some special events to try to mix things up. And one event that was supposed to be this past Saturday but got postponed is the radio station's out of school into the pool event because the weather was bad on Saturday. That has been postponed to June 28th. Also, June 28th in the evening, we are having our first ever adult swim from 7 to 9 p.m. That's for ages 21 and up.
And that will that happen maybe next year? Because by the time this podcast airs, it will.
I don't know when this is airing. So yeah, hopefully it will be a regular event. It may be even again later this summer, depending on how it goes. So it's something we could possibly do a couple times. And then on July 4th, we try to make it kind of a special day. We do some different contests and games, sidewalk chalk drawings and different things like that. So, it's kind of business as usual, but we mix things up a little bit for the 4th. We have our annual luau. I don't recall the date off the top of my head. I want to say June 20 or July 22nd or maybe July 19th. I don't know.
But the Facebook page is a great place to go to.
I should have memorized the dates before I came in, but it's a Saturday in July. And that's also a day where we give it a little luau theme. We'll have a DJ there and just, again, some different games, contests, drawings, that kind of stuff. There's also the Casa Sculpture Contest, which is always the second Saturday after July 4th. So that's a fundraiser for them, but it's a really awesome event where they have teams come out and build sand sculptures in our old sand volleyball court. So that's a really neat event that people can get involved in. And then we have our Splashability event, which is, again, I can't remember the date. It's always on a Wednesday towards the end of July, but that's a night that is designed for people with special needs along with their families and caretakers. So where we just kind of change things up a bit, turn the music down, the waves in the wave pool aren't quite as strong. So it's just, I know for a lot of them, being there during our regular business hours is a little overwhelming. And so we have a night that's designed just for them so they can enjoy the park.
You also have a puppy swim every year?
Yes. How can I forget about the dog swim?
I guess I should say dog swim because you can be any age dog.
Yeah, it's any age dog. We call it, I think we call it the puppy pool party or something like that, but it's not just for puppies. It's any age of dog. And that in the past, it's always been the Saturday after we closed, but previously we always closed on Labor Day, and then the dog swim would be the next Saturday. This year, though, we are closing. The end of our season will be August 17th. So I'm not sure yet when we will have the dog swim, but it'll be sometime shortly after that. So again, if you follow our Facebook page, we put all these announcements on there so you can get dates and times on there.
Okay, Raven, do you have a favorite event that you guys put on that you always look forward to?
I really like the 4th of July just because I've worked it a lot. Last year the weather was really bad, but
Yeah.
it was still fun. Like we do all the like small like the chalk and like all that stuff. So it's fun. I like it. And the puppy swim, even though I never work it, I just always think it's so cute.
It's awesome. What about you, Kylie?
I love the luau. I love working the luau.
Nice.
It's so much fun, and we have so much going on and so many different things. We always get like special cups and the leis and tattoos, and it's just a lot of fun.
Did I hear that was actually the staff's idea and they brought it to you, Andy?
Yep. The managers probably 2 years ago, they wanted to just kind of mix things up and have another event towards the end of summer. So that was all their idea.
Awesome. See, all you got to do is speak up, and that's great. It becomes an annual event. You also have the Lazy River Walks, correct?
Yeah. So that is in the mornings and evenings on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And it's just $2 a session. And you come in and just walk in the Lazy River against the current. So it's great low impact exercise.
Nice. And I love how you just say, generally what things are. I mean, honestly, it's okay that you don't know specific dates because this podcast is really designed to help people understand how it all works and, just get a general idea of the types of events that you do and the morale and, anything else that you wanted to add. I know I definitely want to touch on how people can connect with you on social media because there is an exciting new social page that you've added.
Yeah.
The TikTok.
Yeah. So we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and as of last summer, we are now on TikTok. And I pretty much just put that in control of the kids and said, here, have fun with it. And so they've done some creative stuff. So,
Nice.
And we just filmed one a couple days ago that they made me be a part of. So that should be posted
really?
pretty soon.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, if you want to see that, then you'll have to check out the Splash House's TikTok and make sure that you're following the Splash House on all of those pages Andy mentioned. Is there anything else that I'm forgetting that we need to cover? I mean, if there's anything that the community maybe needs to know, but I think we've really covered a lot of ground.
I think so. I feel like that covers everything. So just pray for some sunshine and warm weather, and things will be looking up for us.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you both. Raven and Kylie, did you have fun?
Yes, I did.
Well, it is definitely a pleasure to have you both, and maybe I will see you one day at the Splash House when I can get away from the office. But let's hope for a great summer. We still have a lot of really great days ahead. The schedule that the Splash House has is that it's not open on Monday or...
Right, we're closed on Mondays, and we're open so Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., and then Sundays noon to 6. And then we go to weekends only after the first weekend of August, once school starts. And then, so we'll be open 2 more weekends after that, and August 17th will be the end of the season.
Very good. And you can actually find all of the general information, whether it's rules or hours, all of that good stuff on splashhouse.org. It's a part of the city website. So check out splashhouse.org. Well, thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Thank you for tuning in to the How Marion Works podcast. Follow us on social media. Listen to the podcast on platforms like Apple, Spotify, and all other major platforms. Episodes release every other Monday at 5 a.m., so be on the lookout. Archives are found at howmarionworks.com. So for Andy, Raven, and Kylie, I'm Layla Price-Bodkin, and this is How Marion Works.
Thank you for listening to the How Marion Works podcast. We hope you'll join us next time.